Hey, this is Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and we're looking at compliance programs for Azure. So enterprise companies will not buy your software solutions unless they are secure. And so how would you go about meeting their security compliance requirements? And that's where compliance programs come into play. So basically, an enterprise company is going to say to you, we'll only do business with you if you are NIST compliant, or if you are PIPEDA compliant, or if you are HIPAA compliant, or if you are FIPS 140-2 compliant. You might say, well, that's a lot of stuff, but after a while, you just start to remember them. But at first, it is extremely daunting, but I thought it'd be fun to go through some of the compliance programs, and it actually might show up in your exam. They might ask you about some of these programs. So we'll just go down the list. So the first one here is the Criminal Justice Information Services, the CJIS. So this is any U.S. state or local agency that wants to access the FBI's CJIS database is required to adhere to this security policy. So that's their compliance program. Then you have the Cloud Security Alliance STAR certification. This is an independent third-party assessment of a cloud provider's security posture. Then you have General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR. So a European privacy law imposes new rules on companies, government agencies, nonprofits, and other orgs that offer goods and services to people in the EU or collect and analyze data tied to EU residents. So if you're dealing with data in the EU, you got to care about the GDPR. You have EU model clauses, so contractual guarantees around transfers of personal data outside the EU. Then you have HIPAA. So this is the one that you're going to want to remember. This is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So for U.S. federal law that regulates patient-protected health information, whenever you're dealing with hospital stuff, you're dealing with HIPAA. Then you have ISO 27018. So this is an international standard, and it is the code of practice covering the processing of personal information by cloud service providers. That's a good one to remember. Then we have IDA. So this is a multi-tier cloud security Singapore. IDA Singapore is the organization, but this one is called MTCS. So Operational Singapore Security Management Standard, a common standard that cloud service providers can apply to address customer concerns about the security and confidentiality of data in the cloud and impact on businesses of using cloud services. Not one you have to remember, but interesting to know. This one you want to remember: Service Organization Controls, SOC 1, 2, and 3, independent third-party examination reports that demonstrate how the company achieves key compliance controls and objectives. Yeah, I know there's a lot. Sorry. Then we have the National Institute of Standards Technology, NIST Cybersecurity Framework, CSF. You definitely want to know this one. It's a voluntary framework that consists of standard guidelines and best practices to manage cybersecurity-related risks. Then you have the UK government G-Cloud. So that's cloud computing certification for services used by government entities in the UK. And the last one is FIPS. And we'll be talking about FIPS again in this course here. So this is a U.S. and Canadian government standard that specifies the security requirements for cryptographic modules that protect sensitive information. So there you go. That's compliance programs.